Sing, the world will sing with you. And with the most perfect instrument of all, there is a group doing just that. Spreading a message across the globe through song and the power of music. They are the United Nations Staff Recreation Council Singers.
We are here as an official UN ambassador to share our message of peace through music, our message of mutual understanding and tolerance.
Sing, and the world will sing with you. Just as the sweltering summer heat let up, a special group landed in Korea. They had flown almost 15 hours to get here, all the way from New York. Still, they were all smiles as they walked into the terminal, where a committee awaited with a big bag. They are the members of the UNSRC Singers, and they were here in Korea celebrating the choir's 70th anniversary. The United Nations Staff Recreation Council Singers, or UN Singers, began back in 1947 when a small group of staff members gathered to share music from their homelands. Over time, the group grew and formally started performing at events, dressed in traditional wear from around the world. The singers are not paid, their activities are not financed by the UN, yet they continue to perform because of a single hope to inspire and convey a message of tolerance through music.
We call UN Singers from New York. Our main goal is to perform folk music from around the world in original languages and dialects. We have an average of 20 performances a year, including 1 or 2 trips to different countries.
This was their first trip to South Korea. The singers came to sing for peace, harmony, and love on the land of a country divided. The first stop for the UN Singers was at a location near the heavily fortified demilitarized zone, the DMZ, a buffer zone, a barrier between North and South Korea. They arrived at Camp Reeves, the oldest American military base where the U.S. Army had been stationed after the ceasefire agreement of the Korean War. It is no longer an Army base, but a facility open to civilians, and today, the UN Singers.
I feel really excited. I think it's really important for us to learn about this history. We really all, in the world today, need to understand what's happened, what's going on, and I think for me this is such an honor to be here.
Well, I expect to be very emotional. I've heard about this area for my entire life, and I never thought I would ever come here, so I'm very excited. I'm already moved just arriving here, and to know that all these important things have happened and still continue to happen here are a fantastic reason to spend time singing and spreading the message of peace here. I'm very excited.
It seemed perfectly fitting that today this location will be filled with songs of peace and unity.
Oh, I'm so happy. It was amazing to be here in this particular place and with local artists. We have beautiful singers, beautiful players, and it's an honor for us.
The members of the choir quickly changed into their traditional costumes, a signature look for the group of UN Singers. As the UN Singers waited backstage, the concert began with a choir of North Korean refugees called North Koreans' 7th Provincial Women's Association. And now it's time for the UN Singers' first performance in Korea. The UNSRC Singers are well known for singing traditional songs of other countries in the country's native tongue. One of the songs they performed was a tune that everyone in Korea, old and young, knows well, Spring in My Hometown.
「
followed by another song that tugs at the heartstrings of Koreans across the peninsula, Our Hope. Our hope is about one simple wish, a hope of unification. There didn't seem to be a dry eye in the crowd.
실향민요. 통일 노래 부를 때 눈물이 났어. 이렇게 와서 우리나라를 생각해 준다는 것 자체가 앞으로 통일되는데 기여할 수 있는 여건이 돼가는 것 같아요.
오늘 이 음악회를 통해서 우리가 빨리 하루속히 통일이 돼서 고향 땅을 다 모시고 돌아갔으면 좋겠습니다.
The singers brought the power of their music to another part of Korea's painful history. They were asked to drop into the House of Sharing in Gyeonggi-do Province, where they'd be meeting several unforgettable women. When the UN singers arrived, they noticed a bust and statues in front. They were carved so they would never forget Korea's victims of sexual slavery by the Japanese military.
시대는 과거 일본의 만행으로 인해서 가장 아름답게 기억되고 가장 예쁜 추억으로 남아야 할 젊은 시절을 모두 다 빼앗기시고 힘든 삶을 살고 계신 분 19분의 할머니들이 생활하고 계십니다.
The House of Sharing has a history museum and a nursing home for the survivors of sex slavery by the Japanese military during World War II, also known by a euphemism used to describe them, comfort women. For a group that strives for world peace and basic human rights, the exhibitions at the History Center and Museum weighed heavily on the singers.
Making sure that the awareness is being raised. And right now I'm just in the state of shock at learning about all these different things, but it's really pushing me to hopefully contribute into the work also.
The number of women from different countries enslaved by the Japanese military during World War II are estimated to range from 50,000 to more than 200,000. Of the hundreds of comfort women on record in Korea, only 35 are alive today. And for the remaining women who are still living, breathing, that part of history we call the past is still a very painful part of their present. The UN singers were able to meet some of these elderly women at the House of Sharing, where they live. Each member greeted the women, each with a sincere bow, as is customary in Korea. The group heard about the plight of these survivors and the physical, mental pain they still had to endure every day. The UN singers could not eradicate the pain, but they gave the women a moment of healing through music.
When the lady just sang with us, I thought that was just, she showed such strength of character that she has come through all this and was able to sing and dance with us, and that was really amazing, really incredible.
I feel very touched, very emotional.
It has to be addressed. It has to be addressed because it cannot be repeated in the future. Things have to be changed and forever.
Even if there's such an ugly history there's a lot of hope that people want to have that this is not going to repeat again. This history will not repeat again.
The UN singers are performing today with the Gwangju Citizens Orchestra. Rehearsals went smooth with every wrinkle and stray note pulled into place.
유엔과 함께 이런 귀한 기회를 시민들과 함께 갖게 돼서 매우 의미 있게 생각합니다. 특별히 음악, 이 신이 주신 가장 좋은 악기인 이 합창을 통해서 평화를 노래하고 서로 연대할 수 있는 길을 시민들과 갖게 돼서 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다.
유엔합창단이 처음 이제 우리나라에 왔잖아요. 그래서 저희가 어떤 손님을 만든다는 느낌도 있고 또 세계의 평화가 함께 되는 그런 공연이 됐으면 좋겠습니다.
화합이라는 제목 그대로
그런 감동을 줄 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
다 같이 즐길 수 있는 무대였으면 좋겠습니다.
The night was filled with a wide range of performances. And for the finale, joint performance with the people of Gwangju and the UNSRC singers. They had different nationalities, different cultures, they spoke different languages, but when they were on stage singing, they became one. Since it was their first time in Korea as a group, they got a taste of Korean tradition and culture as well. The singers got ready to do some light prep work for bibimbap. The members were given aprons designed to look like Korean traditional wear hanbok and started to mix up their bibimbap. The dish is rice mixed with seasonal vegetables, sesame oil with optional toppings to taste, such as spicy red pepper paste, minced beef, or tofu.
Delicious. I love the combination of flavors. I particularly like the radish, the pickled radishes, but collectively, it's very delicious.
I tried in New York once, but it's been a long time, and this is much tastier. Yeah.
Yes, I did. I was the cook. I was the chef. I mixed and stirred and put everything together. Perfect.
After a tasty meal of bibimbap, we caught up with some singers to ask about how their trip was going so far.
This is special because it's new and because I've wanted to come here since I was a small boy, so this is really a dream for me.
I'm very happy with the hospitality, the friendliness of the people of South Korea.
The UN singers were on a very tight schedule during their time here in Korea. Despite the hectic itineraries, long travel time, what was it that made the singers continue to share their music abroad?
I enjoy feeling that it's part of something larger, part of a mission, kind of, to promote peace and to share music with other people.
We get to go to different parts of the world and we catch a sense of how music is really a common language. It's a very uniting language. It's very special.
I think being a UN singer is very special because I'm a goodwill ambassador, and through our music we are spreading the message of the United Nations of peace and harmony, bringing people together and discussing things and learning and sharing our experiences.
The UN singers also visited the Hwasong Fortress in Suwon. The fortress is an impressive structure built in the 1700s during the Joseon dynasty. The traditional design and scientific technique with which it was constructed has earned a UNESCO World Heritage designation. The group walked around, taking in the view. They took commemorative photos with the models dressed in the stylish attire of Joseon Dynasty royalty, and more photos around the palace grounds. Next, it was time for a bit of action. The UN singers were introduced to hukgung, traditional Korean archery, and they were all going to try shooting the arrows themselves.
홀드볼 라이더. 자, 여기 가운데 손잡이 잡으시고 팔을 앞으로 쭉 뻗어보세요.
After listening carefully to the instructor's directions, our choir members stood at the ready with their bows quivering and their arrows primed to launch.
With the right hand, please.
It's not as easy as it looks, but all the arrows soared towards the targets, some even hitting them.
2, 3, shoot.
Oh, mine hit it! Mine hit at the top of the green.
The singers had a good time on the field, and it was great to watch them relaxed, just having fun.
1, 2, 3.
Time to get back to doing what they do best as a group, sing. A gala dinner was held in honor of the UN Staff Recreation Council singers' first trip to Korea and their 70th anniversary.
이렇게 유엔합창단 창립 70주년 행사를 하게 됐는데 우리 서울의 함성이 저 북녘에 있는 우리 동포들한테 간절하게 전달돼서 평양의 행사가 이루어졌으면 하는 그런 바람입니다.
The UN singers, the guests of honor in tonight's headlining performance, changed into their traditional costumes and headed into the banquet hall. Also attending the gala dinner was former Secretary General of the United Nations, Han Ki-moon. He greeted the UN singers like old friends. After everyone was seated, the gala dinner began.
너무 모두들 잘 해주셨고 여러분들이 많이 도와주셔서 성공적으로 끝낸 것 같습니다.
My dear members of the United Nations Choir, led by Mr. Weissman, and I thank you for taking your time and come to my country, my home country.
One of the highlights of the night was the fashion show, where models dazzled in beautiful styles of hanbok. And of course, the other memorable part of the night was when our former UN chief Han Ki-moon stood alongside the UN singers and sang with them.
First of all, I would like to express my sincere congratulations to United Nations Staff Recreation Council singers for its 70th birthday this year. The UN choir has been sending messages of hope, peace, and love and reconciliation all throughout the world through music. The music is a universal language which has an immense power to unite people and together.
One of the last city stops for the UN singers was Pyeongchang. Pyeongchang is the city where the 2018 Winter Olympics will be held. It was another fitting city for the UN singers to visit, as the Olympics is an event that also emphasizes unity. But Pyeongchang has become much more than its title as host city. For Koreans, it has grown into a beacon of all that the Olympics stand for: unity, camaraderie, and hope. And who will be leading that charge? Our students. The UN singers sat down for a talk with students at Gangwon Foreign Language High School.
What are the specific process and things to prepare for working in UN, and also what can I do for now as a high school student?
Great way to get exposed to the work of the UN is to do an internship there.
That's one of the main things you can do, is traveling and learning each other's cultures. Read about it, but living it is a whole different thing.
The group spoke candidly, and the students were eager to hear about the UN singers' experience, as well as the advice they had for them.
I'm so impressed and touched and moved by the depth and thoughtfulness and intelligence of the questions that we've gotten.
I didn't felt a foreigner here. Thank you.
The singers spoke with a lot of students during their Korea trip, and the students later told us that they cherished each pearl of wisdom. While in Pyeongchang, the group stopped by Cheonggangwon to fuel up. Cheonggangwon is the Institute of Traditional Korean Cuisine, where visitors can try cooking Korean food, check out the food museum, and learn about Korea's famous fermentation process for dishes like kimchi.
I'm very pleased to meet a distinguished member of the UN singers in the city of Pyeongchang, where 2018 Winter Olympic Games.
Thank you very much for inviting us to the Korean Institute for Korean cuisine.
Towards the end of the meal, the UN singers had another gift for their hosts in Cheonggangwon, an impromptu performance. In fact, the UN singers have been known to do this quite a bit, burst into song and sing in the moment. Time flew by, and before they knew it, it was the night of their finale show. The UN singers began their final rehearsal, and once again, being the pros that they are, made sure to iron out all the kinks in their performance. It was a bittersweet time for the members.
Mixed emotions, because I've had a wonderful time here, and it's sad to go.
Happy and sad. Happy that we've had great concerts and there's a good energy. I'm anticipating a good performance tonight. Sad because it is our last one here.
10 days have gone by so quickly, but I'm very excited to be singing again with all these wonderful performers tonight.
Hopefully, at least we can get satisfaction for our desire to generate some peace and harmony.
The lobby of the concert hall started filling with guests early. Everyone looked excited to be there to watch the finale performance of the UN Singers' 70th anniversary tour to Korea. The singers were quite busy backstage, everyone getting dressed and made up for the show. They looked nervous, but ready to sing their hearts out. All the guests were in their seats, and finally, it was time for their last performance in Korea to start. A lot of acts performed at the finale, orchestral performances and various local choirs. When the UN singers stood on the stage, everyone listened intently. It was obvious that it was their night to shine. Folk music teams from Korea and abroad rounded out this amazing medley of performing arts talent. The beautiful song to close out the finale concert was a collaboration between all the groups that had performed that night. Hundreds of performers sang the most famous folk song in Korea, Arirang.
The first thing you notice is how wonderful, how hospitable the Korean people are. No matter where we've been, we feel very much at home here.
We've been feeling so welcome. People are extremely friendly, nice.
One of the best trips that I've had since I've been with the UN Singers.
We traveled through Korea, we discovered your beautiful culture and music especially. We sang with so many wonderful singers, choirs, conductors, orchestra.
I've enjoyed every UN tour I've ever been on, but this is truly a standout.
Usually the music has this power of getting people together. But here in Korea was fantastic. It was unique. Believe me, it was unique.
May the singers continue to spread their message across the globe through music. Congratulations to the UN SRC singers on their 70th anniversary.